Should you copy famous investors in stock market? If your answer is yes, this video is for you. And I'm going to uncover why it is not a wise decision to make a simply blind faith on famous investors and simply jump into stock next day when you hear a news a particular famous investor has bought into stock and you simply jump in and buy that stock next day as if there's no tomorrow. I know many of my friends, and I get a lot of questions that, hey, Charlie Munger has bought this stock Alibaba, and I think it's a great investment. This video, I'm going to try and cover top views about myself, what I do, and I'll share a pro tip at the end because this is only video you need to know going forward. Next time when you hear some famous investor has bought a particular stock, what you should be doing. So stay tuned in the end. And this video will be slightly lengthier because I would try to explain you the concept and it's not easy to compress all that in a short video. But if I need, I will come up with another video as well. But please make a lot of notes and share in the comment box below what your key takeaways are. So it helps you to engrave that understanding in and uh, going forward, and also helps other fellow investors also to learn from you. So let's get started. So I got a message from one of my students in Telegram, and this is a transcript. I've hidden the name so that I can, um, just for identity purposes. When is the best time to buy a particular stock? And this was the message I got back in September 8, 2021, and that is where I think the news was flowing in that Baba, which is a Chinese company and conglomerate with is a big company, was Charlie Munger bought that stock, and I highly respect that individual because I've learned a lot from his books, his writings, his quotes. But not blindly, you have to put a faith on any investor. You have to use your own judgment, and how simple that will be, I will teach you at the end. So I told that time that, hey, it is not a buy for me, regardless who's buying. I will not buy this stock today. And also shared some insight that Chinese stocks which are there from which are listed in US exchange, actually essentially they are shell company. And if you don't know about the Yahoo story, then you should look at that, where Yahoo lost billions of dollars while investing in this shell company. So don't think that you are the only one who are in in dark as a retail investor. So you just have to read and understand and only manage your risk. And this is was the message. So I will break it down. Why did I said that? Why it's not buy for me in this video? Stay tuned. Before I go into that, I would want you to first of all, my name is Shivendra Bhatia, and I'm founder of Peaceful Weekend Investing Community. My main objective is I'm on a mission to help professionals like you, or busy professionals like you, to invest in stock market like a pro. So I have a simple motto: invest with a plan, not with a feeling. So if you are new to my channel and if you're getting a lot of value from this, and also you want YouTube to give you the notification, do subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell. And if you're liking content, give a thumbs up so you can feed into YouTube algorithm going forward. So let's get started. So let me now share with you my screen, and we'll go walk you through one by one. So just give me a minute. Yeah. So this was the news all around, and I think it's around September, October when this news was all around. There, Charlie Munger, one of the biggest investor and partner, Warren Buffett, bought into stake into Alibaba, and it was in October of that time. And likewise, if you look at it in there was another news which came in, which was around, I think it was sometime in January. He doubled down on it, right? So as you can see here, Charlie Munger doubled down on the grab my pen. Yeah. So you see, it doubled down on Alibaba. I've been watching this news ever since it was flowing around. I said, like, I'm not sure whether that's the right move. And now, recently, this is as latest as this yesterday, there was a news that Charlie Munger has, almost uh, half the position of Alibaba. Now, now this is something interesting because it is, though we know that the big investors have big insight and they have big team or they have their own wisdom, but um, they they also sometimes don't have the clear view, or they might have their own you know understanding which we may not have insight to. But you can't simply you know um, jump in and buy just because a renowned person like Charlie Munger is buying it. And it very simply, if you follow a simple logic which I'm going to share, you probably will be able to filter down some companies. It was in my watch list because I can't ignore, as part of, if I get to hear there, if Charlie Munger is buying it, then there should be something he might know which I don't know. And given that I'm busy and I work full time, it's very hard for me to figure out that. But I have a power, which is technical analysis, which can give me the clear picture of what exactly happening among the smart investors, and that's what I'm going to try to break you down with today in this video. So let's go um, to the my trading view terminal, and if you don't have access to the trading view, then I will share that to you. But let's look at this particular stock here, right? So this was around September time when this was around this time when the news came in, right? Ever since, this is a monthly chart which I'm sharing with you, and ever since the stock has been always in the downturn. And if you go into weekly chart, you will see that very clearly. The stock is in simple, and if I grab, it is in simply downturn, right? And there has been no reprieve of the stock. And if it is, and if you simply use a zigzag tool as well, you can see that it is in going down on daily basis, and the trend is simply down. And I wouldn't want to touch a stock which is in downtrend and which is very simple. By visual appearance you can see that. And if you have probably, you can simply take a line chart, and you can, I have this email, so that also gives you, look at that. So you know that there was a clear downtrend, and the famous investors buying doesn't mean that I should buy, because at this time there was a higher highs, but then something broke, right? Its stock has been in downturn ever since it moved. It is going simply moving down, and I'm gonna go touch that. And that was one of the reason which I didn't even looked at it, though you can see there's one odd buying happening. But this is basically some value buyers are buying it, but exactly there is no um, it could be a value buy, and I'm not a value investor, so I want to. And you can see his the stock is almost coming to its low, which is $57, and I'm looking at it in US exchange. um, so it, from 300, the stock has come down to $95, and you can see how much value has been eroded. And that's something, if you don't know when to exit, you would lose a lot of capital. And hence I don't want to be catching the falling knife. And this is one big reason I didn't even looked at it ever since this stock was announced. And you can see here, this was in October time, and ever since from October 300, it is 95. And every time the bounce comes in, there is a selling happening. So that means somebody knows something. And given this, there could be various reasons. You can now link a reason why he bought it. When I saw a lot of videos came in when Charlie Munger bought this, and people started talking about um, this stock being one of the best stocks, and all sort of great things. But price action is completely against that theory. And I want to be part of the smart investors who are. I'm not saying Charlie Munger is not a smart investor, but at the moment price action is not at all supporting the move, and I'm not a value investor, so I want to make sure when I invest, the I have then edge where money start moving straight away in the direction which I'm trading. And I'm only a long only, cash only trade, so I have many opportunities which I can look into it. So there was no reason for me to look at this stock. And hence I told one of my students saying that don't even look it close to it. And look, there could be many reasons why um, Charlie exited this stock. There could be fundamental reasons, and as you know, Chinese government have a lot of controlling power, and that could also be a reason which we may not know. Always fundamental news always follows the price action, and that could be a possibility why he probably had some insight, and he think that's not stable. So, having said that, I will still look at it at some point when stocks, definitely this is negative, so I'm going to see there will be a selling pressure coming in as and when market opens next. But seems to be it's heading towards its lowest level in US market. And if you see here in Baba as in Hong Kong market, let's look at it. You have in this is, can you see, so Alibaba. Yeah, I think this one. I don't know why it's not showing. Oh, that's number, right? In Hong Kong market is something. Um, let's yeah, this one. So if you look at it here, what's the story? Same story here as well in HEX in Hong Kong Exchange, which is 9988. So look, you have to respect technical analysis and price action before you making the move. And this is simply with one simple analysis, you could save a lot of money if you were investing, because you don't have to simply jump in. Just look at it. And I can tell you one thing. Recently, I have posted a lot of videos around Ambika Cotton, and this was also one of the big investor um, logged in. I have been sharing my views on this stock, which is in India market. Obviously, the what I'm sharing with you is simple logic, which you can use at any market. Doesn't matter whether it's US, UK, Australia, India, wherever it is, it's still the same. But you can see here very clearly, I'm saying it's strong weekly closing and it's going, moving in upward direction. And I explained this situation when I in July 16, 2021. And after that, this big candle is where the smart investors jumped in. And now stock is just going sideways, not broken down. So obviously it has a strong support now. And so you have to respect the markets, and you have to go with the trend. And again, when it was a dip, again I created a small video here on December 14th and explained my view, and I still added more. And ever since, the stock has been in uptrend, and it was forming a nice base and everything was aligning, right? So when we are trading or investing, we are just improving our probability, right? And a lot of people start making an assumption that they know a lot of things, but I think I really don't know what will happen next. I just follow my process, and that is a peaceful weekend investing process. I just follow that process. I make sure that I have risk in control, I have position sizing in control, and I only add up on the winning trades, not add up on the losing trades. So going back to our discussion, so it's important that you please don't simply blindly follow that. As soon as you hear, it's a pro tip from my side, as soon as you hear that your smart investor bought it, you simply come in and wait for your opportunity. Like in this candle, when it went up on a single week, it went 37%. You don't buy on this, you wait for it to come down. It's bound to come back. And I had the line already drawn where it started moving up, and you can buy the value area and don't have to buy if you think there's a fundamental story to it. And in this case, I had a fundamental story upfront because I was tracking the textile sector, what was happening, and sectors moving in favorable zone. Everything was happening, coming aligned. So all stars were really aligned. So I just wanted to give you both the examples. One is this Baba, which was also bought by Charlie Munger, and the other one which was bought by Indian investor, famous investor, um, Vijay Kedi, and I have a video for that particular story as well. You can watch that if you want to get a better understanding. I hope I was able to communicate with you clearly what how I approach it when I hear it. The news that some famous investor bought it, those stocks should go into your watch list, and those stocks um, should not be straight by you. If you have missed the bus, you just wait for it to come back, and let the let it cool down and understand what is the fundamental trigger. Why would a particular particular investor buy this stock? And you need to understand that and then wait for return, because stock price will definitely come back and or cool down. So don't play, or have a FOMO effect, fear of missing out. There's nothing. If one train goes, there's another train will come in station, so wait for that turn. So I after this video, I just want to summarize. First of all, focus on your learning. Focus on building your own understanding of what is stock charts, what is the price action, what is the fundamental investments. And if you want to join my free channel, subscribe to it, or be a part of my Telegram group, which I will leave the link below. I keep sharing a lot of insights, but at the same time, also have a watch of these lists, make a watch list of it, look at the price action, simple visual uh, price action of line chart, and see whether how it's trending after the news. Obviously after the news there'll be pop, so you don't need to worry about those pop. And after that, what happens? Does the rally sustains? And because a lot of investors are just hearing the news and jumping in, so don't be part of that, because you're going to be straight away having a losing trade, because it will come down um, after that, because it cools off, right? So like show the example of these two stocks. In Alibaba, simple reason why didn't I, I said no to my student, that it was in downtrend and there was no reason for me to jump in, even though um, Charlie Munger has bought it, because on the monthly chart and weekly chart it's all down, and I wanted to wait for stock to actually change its trend first and hit my certain checklist criteria before I can jump in. So with that, I want to wrap up, and I want to make another request. If you are liking our content, do subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and give a thumbs up, because that way it also helps this channel and also helps to see whether it can reach out to other fellow investors who also want to learn the from my investing journey. So I will see you another video, and till then, happy investing. Bye bye.